So this is a demonstration of how we did the de-blurring of the so-called Roswell Slides. I'm going to show you a couple different ways that we went about this. We're using some software called Smart De-Blur Pro. It's version 2.3. And I'm going to show you two different de-blurs. The first one is the one that we got the best results from. And we started with this image, which as you can see is blurry. Now there's a couple of different ways of de-blurring a photograph. One way is to just use the auto analyze. And that goes through and attempts to figure out what the blur was like itself. And you typically end up with an image that looks like this. You can add some smoothing to the image and you can get some pretty good results. But the way to get the best results is to create a custom blur model for the image. Here's the blur model that the Analyze feature obtained. But we have a better blur model that one of our team members created. And the way you create this is you just sort of get rid of some of the clutter, some of the non-data part of the blur, and you keep the stuff that is not clutter. But it is sort of an art form, so it's not the easiest thing to do. Luckily I have the file right here, so I'm just going to load it in. And immediately this is the new blur model, and immediately you can see that the text clears up dramatically. And you can clearly read body of 2-year-old boy, you can read Francisco, California is pretty clear. There's the word body. These things all just show up instantly. Now, over at Slidebox Media, they had uploaded a photograph. This. Now, this is not the best photograph for de-blurring because it looks like someone has added a lot of contrast and maybe sharpened it. I don't know. It's not as good as the photograph that we used previously. But that doesn't mean you can't get good results. So I'm going to go ahead and load in a pre-prepared blur model, which is right here. And again, it's just a little black and white file. Now it takes it a moment to do this because this is a bigger image. It's not a better image, but it is bigger. And so when it gets finished loading, you end up with this. And if you add just a little bit of smoothing to the image, I think you can already see that the text is clear. Mummified body of 2-year-old boy is rather plain there. And the smoothing just helps out a bit. Takes a moment to... There we go. So the best part is you can do this yourself. Use the image from Slidebox Media, and I think you'll see that our results are both true and accurate.